the end of the day, as I always say, man, I'm a Dallas Cowboys hard here first. I live this team, I breathe this team, I'm passionate about it. This is what it's really about. The game is excellent. Like Cowboys Nation was not us, but what I came in for is repping my team, repping my star, supporting my team, and getting it all got.
What's up, CFO gang? It's your boy Jay Tuck. Real Cowboys fans, stand up. And yo, before we start, listen, I know what this week is, right? I know the Dallas Cowboys kick off Sunday night versus the New York Football Giants. I know the Kansas City Chiefs are about to kick off here in Kansas City versus the Detroit Lions. But yo, before we start, I got to thank each and every one of you guys because we had hit our goal of 10,000 subscribers, and we set a goal, we set a target to hit the 10K before the season starts, and y'all got it right at the buzzer. We got it this morning. So CFO fam, y'all know what that means for y'all. Two of y'all are going to be going to the New York Jets versus the Dallas Cowboys home opener with me next week. So stay tuned. Make sure y'all keep those notifications on because I'm going to be picking two of y'all to ride to the game with your boy Jay Tuck, man. But I deeply appreciate each and every one of you guys. I cannot say that enough. I appreciate all the support, whether you're on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, wherever you are. But let's go ahead and get into it. So this Sunday, our Dallas Cowboys faces off against the New York Giants. And, today's guy, he's a guest, you know what I'm saying? But even though he's a guest, he's from the New York Football Giants, he's a fan, he's a brother of mine. So a lot of people see me on Twitter going back and forth with my guy, Vada Fly, man. And I got to say this, speaking of the whole 10K, right? It was Vada Fly, my brother, man. I watch his channel religiously, you know what I'm saying? Just like a lot of people watch his channel on my breaks and everything, right? And he had posted a tweet talking about investing yourself. This is back in 2020 about investing in yourself. He said he bought a camera, he started his channel, he's like at 90,000 wherever he's at. He's on Fox 4. He's taking it from his house to all the way to the Big Apple, you know what I'm saying? So he really inspired me, so I had to bring my brother on. So ladies and gents, CFO fam, let's give a warm welcome to my brother Vada Fly, man. What's going on, bro?
Yo. We in here. Let's do it.
Hey, man. I'll tell you, bro. I'll tell y'all this, man.
The show is here.
Yeah, the champ is here, right? He has been fired up. Like I said, if y'all follow me on Twitter at JTuck151, My boy Vada, he been shooting shots. I'm like, damn, where all these shots coming from, man? So, like I said, a lot of people don't know because, like I said, man, you know, I'm kind of Cowboys Nation royalty. So they see someone shooting, they start shooting back, man. But Cowboys Nation, this is my brother, man. We gonna have some fun tonight. But let's go ahead and get into it, my guy.
Oh man,
So what got you so confident right now? Because I don't think the temperament was like this last year, but this offseason, man, y'all Giants fans, man, act a little bit different, man. Go tell us what's up, man. What you hearing out there in New York?
You know, we went shopping. You know what I'm saying? We went shopping. You know what I mean? In the off season, see, the thing is, right? I'm gonna tell you why. First and foremost, congratulations to everything you got going on. Congratulations.
Appreciate you.
10,000 followers. I remember my first 10,000. It's almost like your first child, per se. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And just all of the consistency and what you've been able to do building your platform. You know what I'm saying? Some days it's fast, some days it's slow days. I've had joints where some videos have done 100 views, and I've had videos that have done 100,000 views. You know what I'm saying? So it's all a variable, and it's all constituted in what you do as far as what you bring. You know what I'm saying? I've seen your growth, and I've seen what you do. I hate what it's for, but I'm happy that it's happening. You know what I'm saying? It's like I don't like that, but I'm happy that he's doing it. You know
Right.
So I'm definitely happy for you. But let's get to our confidence, man. A lot of things with us have changed. You know what I'm saying? When we brought in a new regime with Joe Shane and Brian Daboll, and we brought in, Wink Martindale was there, and then we brought in Kafka, and we kind of played with house money last year. Ended up winning 9 games, going to the playoffs, and winning a game. So we look at it like, man, we got some pretty good return on our investment. So now we got some money to spend. Get Galladay out of there with that bad contract. Bring in Darren Waller, Paris Campbell. You draft Jalen Hyatt. You start addressing a lot of the issues that you have, especially when we didn't have the wide receivers. So we addressed those issues. Then we addressed the secondary. Our secondary was not even worth people putting out there. You know, Love leaves. They bring in. They bring in. Now you got Simmons out there. You have Bobby Okereke across the middle. He can beat 155 tackles last year. That's unbelievable. They're bringing in Ojulari, who's going to be healthy. You got Kayvon Thibodeau, who's going to be healthy. You drafted John Michael Schmitz. They addressed so many issues and holes that were in the team last year, to where it's like the confidence. You start seeing where these pieces start fitting in, and you're like, mostly every single position that they had an issue with, they addressed. The only big issue that I have, I mean, obviously you still got the front line, which is one of the best. You got Dexter Lawrence, you got all the guys up front, but the offensive line, still. I seen who would they be their starters in preseason games getting beat by people who are probably going to be nightclub security. You know,
Right.
So that is very alarming. You ever see that meme where it says, yeah, it does concern me a little bit. You know what I'm saying? That does concern me a little bit. But that's the confidence. And, you know, with seeing you guys, I see the Dallas Cowboys, obviously, you know, they retooled their roster. They addressed issues that they had. They drafted well. They brought in Brandon Cooks. And then you draft a guy like Deuce Vaughn. You know, you bring in different weapons, and then you still have CeeDee Lamb across the middle. And then you have Diggs, and then you bring in Gilmore. So you guys have a lot of requisite weapons, and obviously you got all of the men up front, which is led by Michael Parsons. I'm like, I don't know who I got in uniform that's going to be able to do it. That now Andrew Thomas is good, but you can line him up on any side of the field.
Right.
Andrew Thomas is not going to the other side.
Right.
And there ain't nobody over there that's going to be able to do anything with him, because Evan Neal is Evan Neal.
Right.
But when it comes to y'all, I don't care if we lost 15 games in a row. Number 16, we're gonna still talk the same shit. It don't matter. Like we it's just wired in us to, because with all right. There's a lot of teams in the NFL that we don't like, but it's different with y'all. You know what I'm saying?
So let's explain that. Why is it different with us? You know what I'm saying?
It's a different vibe. Like, for instance, right? My old lady's a Patriots fan, and with a Patriots fan,
right?
We're the Giants. Our beef ain't as deep as my beef with y'all. You know what I'm saying? And we had 2 Super Bowls that we could never really talk about, because when I talk about it, it's a sensitive subject.
You're the doghouse. You know what I'm saying?
Be like, we got 2. Oh man, damn.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I be sleeping in the studio. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I can't even celebrate them, but shout out to what they've done. But with you guys, it's just, because like if you know me, like there's certain people who will only wear like football or basketball gear from their team. You know what I'm saying? Like Kobe Bryant is my favorite player of all time. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm a Nets fan, but I have Kobe Bryant. I will have Kobe Bryant gear everywhere because that's my favorite player. The only gear that is not allowed in this house is Dallas Cowboys. I promise. There can be nothing here of that. I like Deion Sanders, and I will have every jersey.
Because I was saying you just had the prime joints on. You were just playing "Must Be the Money" before the show started.
But that era with y'all, we not counting. We take that era out.
Well, you get you the blue bandana. You know what I'm saying? The blue bandana with the big star joints, man. Like,
But he came the villain. You know what I'm saying? That's when he told San Francisco, wherever I go win the Super Bowl, and then went and did it with y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, so we didn't like him then, but we love him now. But no, all jokes aside, our confidence comes from, I will be honest, like, this is the first time in a while, and I know you do this, you know what I'm saying? Like, you do this phenomenally, like, every day. This is an everyday thing. People always want me to do sports stuff because, I don't have any notes or anything in front of me. Like, I see your roster, I know who you have, and I know who I'm going against. I see my roster, I know who I have, I don't have to be like, oh man, we got Cole Beasley. I do like Cole Beasley, but I don't really know if he's going to make the field this year. But that's another story. So by knowing your roster and knowing your strengths and weaknesses, it's like, this is probably the best that I've felt about a Giants team going into the year since the boat year. It might be since the boat year. Like you don't feel confidence going into the year. It's just like, oh God, we got Daniel Jones, like this motherfucker here. But I feel like last year Daniel Jones, and I'm not the biggest fan of him. I never have been.
That's what I was going to talk about. Like, cause y'all put a lot of money in Daniel Jones' pocket. So
I was a Justin Herbert guy. I wanted him. I wanted Josh Allen. I wanted Dwayne Haskins, rest in peace, over Daniel Jones. I promise you, I wanted anybody. So I remember being in Orlando, right? So Patriots fan, she's at the old lady's at the hotel, and I took the kids to go to Buffalo Wild Wings, and we're at the draft is on TV, right? And we got like the sixth pick. I'm like, they're gonna knock this shit out the park. We got Josh Allen on the board, Justin Herbert's on the board. I'm like, they are going to knock this out of the park. We are set to go, bro. When I tell you. I'm sitting there I remember the kind of wings and everything. I don't forget nothing in life. This motherfucker said, and with the sixth pick, the New York Giants select Daniel Jones. I said, oh my God. I was like, no way. I called her like, we was at Disney World. I called like, man, I'm ready to go home, man. I don't even want, the kids like, man, no, we don't care about him. But what I will say is, this is the first year that I think Daniel Jones may take the lead. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying he's going to be an elite quarterback or anything like that, but he did what he did last year with no weapons. Like there was nobody. He was throwing to Richie James for crying out loud. Right. I mean, like he had no weapons. You bring back Isaiah Hodgins, you bring back Jalen Hyatt. I mean, you draft Jalen Hyatt. You bring in Darren Waller. You have Daniel Bellinger still. You still got Sterling Shepard, Darius Slayton. We went from having no wide receivers to somebody's probably not going to see the field. You know what I'm saying? And with you guys, I'm going to be honest, you have a better unit in every single thing on the field except running back. I still feel Saquon is better than, you know what I'm saying? We don't even have to do that. But everything else across the board is an advantage for y'all. Right. But for some reason, and I want to get into what you guys' strengths and weaknesses are, for some reason, we thrive against that type of shit. Like, I don't know why. Like, it's just the games they're supposed to lose, they'll just find a way to be in them, and that's how they went 9-7 last year and made the playoffs and won a game. Like I think coaching does matter, and I think we do have an advantage. I do like McCarthy. I mean, Dave all over McCarthy. I do like. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Super Bowl McCarthy though.
Coach of the year last year. You know what I'm saying?
I think McCarthy gets a bad rap. We'll talk about that, but I think he really does get.
But if I look at it, he had Aaron Rodgers in his prime and pulled off one Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? I don't put a lot of stock in that. Like, just one appearance and win in 10 years?
I mean, but what has Aaron Rodgers done without him?
He's on the Jets now.
I mean, we gonna get to him. We'll get to him week 2.
I know y'all made some changes, man. I do miss Brett Maher, man. I told you that earlier, man. I do miss him. I don't know why y'all got rid of him. I miss him. I wanted to see him on Sunday.
We had to let go of Money Maher, man. But like you said, bro, to kind of revisit it, I felt like the Giants did do what the Cowboys did. They kind of just did it in a different way, right? Because I watched the game versus the Eagles. That was a bad one, the divisional for you. But like you said, y'all was pretty much playing with house money. So I feel like what y'all tried to do is y'all found your holes in the boat and tried to find solutions. One of the biggest solutions I felt like was just simplifying the game plan and getting more weapons for Daniel Jones. And I feel like go and get Darren Waller, even though he's had the injury history, he's still a weapon. You know what I'm saying? And Darren Waller he's a force to be reckoned with. And then also, with your secondary, y'all only had 6 interceptions last year. So to go draft Deontay Banks out of Maryland. Now I've been hearing from people talking about he had a bad camp, but I'm really high on the kid. I liked him, out of Maryland for Deontay Banks, the corner. So I feel like, just getting more secondary help is definitely going to help. And then what you guys did the other day by getting, what's his name? Yeah, Simmons, going to get Isaiah Simmons, who's out of here in Kansas City. Like, Isaiah Simmons is just a naturally talented hybrid linebacker / safety. He kind of fits that mold, but he just never got his opportunity, in Arizona. So he's a guy that at the end of the day, like I said, Wink is going to tell him, go get the quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Just go get the quarterback. And I feel like that's going to be the game plan on Sunday. So, I've been saying on Twitter, like I said, I know we your rivals, all that, but it's like, I've been saying, listen, when it comes to the NFC East, we might want to put our aim on the Giants, right? And of course, everyone's laughed because I said this last year, right? It's like the Giants are sneaky good because I was very high on Wan'Dale Robinson, even though he got injured last year, right? So he's back too now. So you guys do have weapons, but of course, it's like always Eagles, Cowboys. I'm like, nah, the Giants are starting to creep in there. So for y'all to make the playoffs like y'all did, to win a playoff game, I feel like y'all do have some right to kind of be confident, but that man Dak Prescott is playing, and last I checked, Dak Prescott, he got 10 wins versus the Giants in the last 10 games. So y'all haven't played too well versus Dak. So you already kind of said it because I saw some cap. I think it was Tiki Barber made it said that he's taking Daniel Jones over Dak Prescott. Is that the case with you, or are you just like, nah, you gonna keep it real? And it's like, nah, I think that Dak is better at the quarterback position.
I honestly, when I look at Dak Prescott, I don't see the consistency, you know what I'm saying? And I see the ceiling. Like when I look at a quarterback, I look at the ceiling. Does he have a next level? Because the level that he's at right now is pretty requisite to some of the previous years. Mm-hmm. When I see the trajectory of where Daniel Jones is going, it's moving up a little bit because he's doing better and better, and now he's getting better and better weapons. But if it's me personally, I mean, I would see Daniel Jones. I work with Daniel Jones. So obviously I got a Giants bias, so I would take Daniel Jones. But Dak Prescott, at this point in his career, is better than Daniel Jones.
Right.
Like if you're asking me which quarterback, if I have both on my team, which one is starting, it would probably be Prescott because he's known to do more. But Daniel Jones is going to do his thing this year.
Yeah, and I think so. And I think what happened, bro, last year, we saw what happened in Philadelphia. Salute to you guys, Showtime SP. I know he's an Eagles fan, right? But there was a lot of question marks when it came to Jalen Hurts. But what did the Eagles do? Well, let's go get him, a Brown. You know what I'm saying? Let's go get him all this talent and just load him up on weapons. And we saw how night and day that Jalen Hurts actually looks. So I feel like a lot of teams kind of sit back and said, okay, maybe you don't need a Pat Mahomes. Maybe you can just have a decent quarterback. Yeah, okay, top 10, top 15 quarterback. But if I load him with weapons, he's going to be perfectly fine. I feel like that's what the Giants did because, I don't know how Jalen Hyatt slept all the way to the 3rd round, but I think he's going to be an explosive weapon out there. And he's going to be able to take the deep shots, take the top off the defense, but then also having Darren Waller, but then also Saquon, even though he's on the franchise. It's all 3 levels. It's all 3 levels.
With health, I think they could be pretty dangerous because Saquon Barkley put up his 12 to 1,600 yards last year in stacked boxes. You know what I mean? You can't put 8 in the box against Jalen Hyatt, or no, that's not going to work. And then Darren Waller running across the field, you're going to have who's going to defend him, a corner?
Right.
Like, that's not going to work. You have to have, he's going to damn near have to be double teamed in most circumstances because the only comparable player to Darren Waller is a Travis Kelce or something like that. Renfrow is really good too, but Darren Waller is literally a magnet and he's a huge target. So, when you look at that perspective, Jalen Hyatt over the top, Isaiah Hodgins can still catch. Paris Campbell is a very slept-on acquisition. For 896 yards on the Colts.
Right.
Like, you know how hard it is to get yards?
They had no quarterback.
Right. So I think that's a big addition. But with what you guys got going on, the bread and butter really is the pass rush, because if you can't see what you can't see. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, if you can't get the ball out, and that's the issues that we've had in the past. I do like the new center that they drafted, John Michael Smith. He's a freaking wall. He's done everything that they've asked him to do so far. You still got Andrew Thomas, one of the best in the business. But after that, you know what I'm saying, there's different positions on that line. Evan Neal, for what Evan Neal was drafted, this year needs to be an uptick. Like you have to become all pro level or playing at a level where you're not getting consistently beat. And then the depth, when you look at the bench, oh my goodness, they're horrible. If somebody goes down on that line, we're gonna have a bigger issue than
sounds familiar. Sounds familiar.
We're gonna have a bigger issue than the Dallas Cowboys. We're gonna have some huge issues.
Yeah, because honestly, we going through that right now because our left tackle from last year, but he's playing left guard in Tyler Smith. He's having a hamstring injury, so we're watching that closely to see if he's going to play, because if he can't start at left guard, then you got some undrafted guys you might got to step in and some unproven guys.
Let him get some rest, man. We're going to y'all go ahead and let him rest.
Yeah, we need Tyler. I mean, we need Tyler out there because also our starting left tackle, all pro, future Hall of Fame, and Tyron Smith, he rolled his ankle today in practice. You know what I'm saying?
So y'all let them guys get some rest.
Yeah,
and let them
no.
We'll take tonight, man.
They gonna be ready for Sunday. But like you said, man, I think the offensive line depth is a concern for Dallas. Is me personally, and it's the same thing for you guys. I like John Michael Smith out of Minnesota. I think he's out of Minnesota. But Evan Neal, I was scratching my head last year when I was watching him play. Like, this ain't the guy I saw in college. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So maybe it was just kind of a rookie slump, and maybe he's going to take the next step forward. But I feel like your right guard spot and your left guard spot, those would probably be your weakest spots. And I feel like for what the Dallas Cowboys did, that's where we went in the draft, right? Got in the big Mozzie Smith and Osa Digizua, coming into his third season. I feel like in the interior, it's really going to be key for us to get pressure because we got to keep containment on Daniel. Because Daniel Jones is sneaky, y'all. Like, he's sneaky. You know what I'm saying? If you get
160 yards on the ground last year.
So he'll take off. He'll take off. You know what I'm saying? So he'll take off. So you got to get that interior pressure and keep containment. So it's going to be a good game. I know a lot of people are talking blowouts. I don't think it's going to be that way, especially it's the home opener. And y'all, you know what I'm saying? Y'all want this. You know what I'm saying? And this is the pleasure of me being a Cowboys fan, man. Every week.
Got my, you know how they say, how they got the first day of school and everything.
You got your outfit out.
First day of school. Don't let me get no win against y'all. I already got my picture ready to post.
Man. I can't let you. You're not pulling that L out on me, bro. I can't let you pull that L out on me. I'm like, I can't wait. I said, man, if we get a win against y'all, don't let me get no win against y'all. I'm telling you right now, because I'm gonna be super extra if we get a win against y'all. We ain't beat y'all in a month of Sundays, but let me see. That's what I'm saying. That like the little Giants, man, just one time. You know what I'm saying? That's why I posted that clip on Twitter. It's been so long since y'all beat Dak Prescott. Y'all just really want that one time. But here's the crazy part, right? It ain't just y'all. It's everybody in the NFC East Dak been running through. You know what I'm saying? He be running through Philly. He been running.
Ready to go. This was the day we won the Super Bowl back, the last Super Bowl. If we beat y'all, that's how important.
Give you a smile, but at least you honest, bro, and that's why I like you on. At least you could admit it means something. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And see,
that means a lot. What? This means a lot.
Eagles fans, y'all see how easy that is? All the Eagles fans, because I know there's some Eagles fans in y'all chat, because you ain't too far from Philly yourself. Y'all see how easy that is to admit that beating Dallas means something?
I'm not, It means more than damn near. I can pull up the schedule and look and see if there's anything that means more, but I don't really think so. I mean,
right.
The Eagles is a great run, but you know what I'm saying? And the Patriots got Elliott too. Oh man, that was crazy too. So and she has to live with that one. You know what I'm saying? I had to,
they play in Dallas. They play in Dallas. So the Patriots are coming to Dallas October. Yeah, Zeke's returning to Dallas, so that's gonna be a fun one.
Man, when you put that $150 in the 3 tubs on you,
everybody gonna be sick. So you mentioned the running back, room. So like when it comes to Saquon Barkley, we know his issues that he went with not getting his money. looking at it from just the standpoint, you trying to think about where you're trying to get the New York Giants to be. Do you give Saquon the bag next year? Do you let him walk because you did draft Eric Gray out of Oklahoma as well?
Mm-hmm.
Is this probably the last time we're going to see Saquon this last season, or do y'all think we're going to hold on? Y'all going to hold on to him possibly and get a deal done?
I would hope, because the Giants, one thing I will say about them, ever since like even the Gettleman era and back in Reese's era of being GMs, that they've pretty much been guys who do right by their players over doing wrong. I've seen a lot of teams that you have a player go win a Super Bowl with them, and then the team won't even give them a deal. You know what I mean?
Right.
For the most part, the Giants have been consistently consistent. I mean, shoot, they even brought Sterling Shepard back. They could have easily let him go. Like,
right.
They had no reason to bring him back. They have enough receivers that if Sterling Shepard never saw the field this year, they'd be fine.
Mm-hmm.
But what I was saying is, Saquon has been, if we're being honest, 60% of the Giants' offense for the last 5 years. When he's there, when he's on the field,
right?
It's like 60% of the offense. It's not like he's playing 15% of the time, getting 15 carries a night. He's carrying the ball 25, 28, 29 times.
Right.
You get, my thing is this: if you're willing to pay Daniel Jones, who I just said is 40% of the offense,
right?
Why aren't you willing to pay Saquon Barkley, who's giving you 60? And I was like, even if they went with just like a 3-year deal or something like that, okay, he's 26, 27. You don't pay running backs after 30. That's well known, but there should be some kind of loyalty for what he's done for you when you weren't good. You know what I mean? So I think that they should pay him, because it would suck to see him leave, because wherever he was to go. Imagine Saquon say, all right, you guys, I'm out. Kansas City want to give me a bag. Bro, the league would be over.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Who's Kansas City with Saquon Barkley? Are you crazy? They can't beat him with the people Pacheco.
Right.
No knock on him.
Yeah.
You put Saquon Barkley back there? Man, I wouldn't even had a season.
And trust me, bro, it hurts. You know what I'm saying? It hurts to see Zeke in that 15 out there in New England. You know what I'm saying? And here's the crazy part. We got Tony Pollard, who I think Tony Pollard's going to have a great season this year. But it's just different to seeing your guy kind of leave, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, it's just not going to be the same. And I feel like the same for Saquon. Seeing Saquon in, I don't know, Cleveland or something. It's just not going to be the same, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm not sure what these running backs are going to do to finally, because everybody deserves their paper, right? But I just feel like with the quarterback market continuously to surge, and I keep trying to tell people, right? It's not about your production, it's about the market. Because let's be honest, like you said, you probably wouldn't put Daniel Jones as one of the top rated quarterbacks in the NFL, but he's just next in line, you know what I'm saying? And that's the same thing that's going to happen for Dak Prescott. He's going to be next in line to get that contract. So it's going to be up to the running backs to really sort things out and figure out how do we, you know, boost our market, but also still get proper value. Because from the Cowboys standpoint, this might be the last year we see Tony Pollard. Depending if Tony Pollard goes crazy, I don't think the Cowboys are going to sign onto a big mega deal. So we lose Zeke and Pollard, but you know, it's going to be interesting to see how that works out. Now, I want to get over to your defense. So you mentioned, you know, Dexter Lawrence, he got his bag. You know, you got you know, Kayvon Thibodeau. I love Kayvon Thibodeau, actually, man. When I met him at the draft in Vegas, cool cat, man. Just not on Sunday. But then you also got Azeez Ojulari. So with your front four, like, what is the expectations this year? Because even though you were kind of like 15th in sacks last year, do you think you're going to see an uptick, or what's your thoughts when it comes to your defensive line?
I mean, defensively, you know, you got Wink Martindale, one of the best in the business is what he do. But you know, his number, his calling card is pressure. That's what he does. You know, you're not going to see a lot of zone coverage in a Wink Martindale defense.
Right.
We kicking the door down. Like, we don't want to. We're not waiting for you to come out. We're coming after you.
Right.
So, what the thing was in previous seasons, like last year, we had the people that could get back there and make you throw it, but once they throw it, we had nobody to cover it. So wide receivers would just run rampant across the field, and then even when they caught passes, we didn't have anyone that could go from sideline to sideline. Bobby Okereke, 154 tackles on the Colts last year. That solves that problem, because if he's making those kind of plays, playing behind Shaq Leonard, you know what I mean? Like that, he wasn't playing starting for him, but Shaq got hurt, and then bam, Shaq Lawson got hurt, and then bam, he moves up into that spot. Now he gets to start on the Giants. You know what I mean? He's the number one dependent guy, and I don't think the Giants have been that excited for someone over the middle since Pierce. Maybe like it's been that long. We have not had, you know what I'm saying, a serviceable lineman, and they're so important because the speed of a lineman depends on if you go from 3rd and 7 to 3rd and 1 or first down. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's that somebody running a 4.5 and somebody running a 4.8 can determine
different.
whether someone gets a first down or not. And you need to have the best requisite players. But with the front four, the expectation is to uptick because Kayvon Thibodeau, while he had flashes, it was not that of a Pro Bowl talent, you know what I mean? And he had obviously the MCL sprain in the preseason game, so he missed the first 4 games of the season when he came on. He did have moments like the strip sack fumble in Washington, and he had other moments too where he would really show a nose to get to the quarterback. But he was challenged in the off season because I watched a lot of different videos talking Giants and things like that when all the kids and everybody was sleeping. I watched and listened, and it was like he was challenged by Wink Martindale in camp and in off season to get stronger. Like you have to get stronger. Like, you know, I know you think you are who you are, but I'm telling you who you can be. And he came back stronger. Obviously, Azeez Ojulari, he had 5 sacks and played 4 games or something like that. Like they said he was getting a sack every 22 snaps or something like that before he got hurt. So I'm not saying that you could keep that number up for a whole season. I mean, we didn't draft Lawrence Taylor. But what I'm saying is
we may have, but we may have.
Yeah, I mean, you may have. But you have. If we can encapsulate that production and uptick it to where it be maybe 7 or 8 or 9 sacks. If you get 7 or 8 or 9 sacks from him, you got Leonard Williams still there. You got Dexter Lawrence. Oh no, just know that we're coming. We are coming. We're on the way. So I mean, you guys got a great offensive line. You brought Zach Martin back. I don't know why y'all didn't want to pay him. I don't know what the fuck that was about. I'm like, just pay him. You know. You know what they say? I'm gonna tell you what somebody said, man. You know, this is I'm trying to make this as rated, you know, G as possible, PG. You know what I'm saying? It's clean room. They said you never see commercials for like crack, cocaine, heroin. You don't see commercials for this stuff because dope sells itself. And what that means is great offensive linemen never make it to the open market because they don't let them leave the building. You know what I mean? Like, you're not gonna get you don't get great offense. You're not making it out of the building. You're gonna get. You ever see these guys? You think Andrew Thomas? Do you think he's not making it to free agency? They sign their deals when they're in the deal. They keep them in the locker room.
See, the problem with Zach Martin was he skipped to the front of the line, right? Because you know, he's already under contract, but he just went to I think he caught everybody off guard. It was kind of funny because we joked about it, is that he saw his 99 rating on Madden and said, oh yeah, I think I need an uptick. So, you know, it kind of caught everyone off guard because I feel like the Cowboys, they were trying to get Terrence Steele. They were working on Trayvon Diggs, and all of a sudden Zach Martin kind of came out of nowhere. And it was like, well, damn, bro, where's this coming from? You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, man, if we were coming into this game and, you know, Zach Martin was pulling a Chris Jones like Chris Jones is doing right now in Kansas City, I would be nervous. You know what I'm saying? I'll take a little bit of the bass out of my voice. Like you said, bro, like offensive linemen just don't grow on trees. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially Hall of Fame, perennial pro, like it just don't grow on trees. And yeah, man. So
when you get them, and then, you know, you guys, with your line, and then with your secondary, you know, you still got Diggs, obviously. Then you brought in Stephon Gilmore, who's not the youngest in the world anymore, but he's very serviceable. Let's not get it twisted. Like, he's not a bad guy. He's not the target guy. Like, okay, we won't throw there, but we will go there. No, that's not the case. He's definitely still able to produce at a high level. So I think that's good. I don't. Who you gonna put on? You putting Curse on Waller? It'll probably be J-Ron Curse on Waller. Now, J-Ron matched up against him in 2021 on the Thanksgiving game. I know. Like, shut him down.
Yeah. So I mean,
I don't know if that's the same guy.
I mean, but J-Ron. I mean, J-Ron's our tight end eraser. You know what I'm saying? So he's gonna probably be matched up on Waller. We also have a young kid in Israel Mukuamu who got reps last year. He was a corner out of South Carolina. He played safety / corner in the playoff game. So you'll probably see like a little bit of, you know, a mixture. But yeah, more than likely it'll probably be J-Ron matched up versus Waller. So like I said, that's going to be a good matchup because at the end of the day, J-Ron, he's our tight end eraser, but Darren Waller is not easy to erase. You know what I'm saying? I feel like when it comes to the NFC East, of course, we all know with Travis Kelce, but he ain't playing tonight, right? I feel like there's a lot of the best tight end cores because you also got Dallas Goedert. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of talented, tight ends in the NFC East. So, yeah, that's going to be a matchup because I feel like they're going to want to put Darren Waller on display Sunday night because it's a brand new toy. It's a brand new toy.
I want as many one-on-ones as I can get. If I can get a one-on-one, I'm gonna take it. And if I gotta send Jalen Hyatt down the field to get it, I'll do it. I need a one-on-one. As many one-on-ones as I can get.
And they're gonna take their shots because I remember last year, right? It was the Thanksgiving game when Anthony Brown, our second corner, he's no longer with us, but he got dunked on. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, the big boy joy. You know what I'm saying? Darius Slayton. And so I think I got that film, but it's just like, So the Darius Slayton joint, but he went up and just dunked on us. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like Gilmore, is he the athlete that he was when he's younger? Absolutely not. But the thing that Gilmore is going to give us is the IQ. You know what I'm saying? The IQ, because he's just very cerebral playing the cornerback position, and he knows the ins and outs. I mean, hell, he's caused Dak Prescott and us frustrations every time we played him, right? So
he coming.
Yeah. So I feel like
you want to get a lot of exotic blitzes. Isaiah Simmons, man, that's like a shotgun to let out of there. And then when I see him, when it comes to Isaiah Simmons, he's like one of the craziest weapons that you can use because he can play slot corner, he can play safety,
right?
He can be linebacker. I never seen no shit like that in a while.
Right.
I'm like, excuse me, like what is going on? You got a hell of a weapon.
Right. Yeah, and like I said, the crazy part about Simmons is like he's the mold of what everyone's trying to create in the NFL. I don't know what the hell was going on in Arizona. I ain't talked to my guy in Arizona, but I don't know why they just let him walk, because that's where the NFL is going. Like, you want to play more safety / linebackers that can do nickel and blitz and cover and do all these things. And Isaiah Simmons, he fits it, and y'all just let it walk through the door to the New York Giants. So
he almost got the Aaron Rodgers in that first game too. He almost got him.
Yeah,
this close too. He almost got him. He almost got him out the gate. First run, he was that close.
Yeah, so I watched, because Isaiah Simmons, he's from here. He's from Kansas City. So I watched him in high school, and then when he played at Clemson in the ACC. So it's just like, I don't know. Like I said, I feel like the Arizona Cardinals are just kind of just dumping right now and trying to get that Caleb Williams package. But y'all got a hell of a deal. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wish I knew he was on the market.
For a 7?
Yeah, for a 7th-round pick. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, Jerry Jones picked up the phone and didn't call nobody for Trey Lance. Like, you should have just picked up the phone and got that Isaiah Simmons trade done. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, when I saw them, like,
y'all got too many big. Hell no, you put him with y'all. No.
Yeah,
y'all too dangerous. But what I will say, one person that a lot of people in New York groups, because I mean, there's New York Twitters and I see different New York all the time. So one of the things that a lot of people are taking into account, myself included, is the acquisition of Vaughn. I'm like, yo, like, what are they doing about that? Like, that's not going to be easy. Like, that ain't going to be easy for nobody to deal with. I don't want to deal with it. And I don't want to, and it's going to happen. Like, he is definitely going to be an issue because historically, the Giants have had problems with the Darren Sproles of the world. Boston Scott could get $100 million deal if he played the Giants every week. You see what I'm saying? Like, he scores every single time. If you're 5'9" or 5'7" and under, you can have a Pro Bowl career just playing against the Giants. So when I see that, time I saw him in practice, because y'all stuff be all up and down my time. They still make it. I seen him in practice. I said, "Oh my God, that's going to be a problem." I was like, "They can't," because he plays to his strengths so well out of Kansas State that he plays so well to his strengths that by the time you see him, it's too late.
Right.
That's the problem. When you see him, it's too late. Like, if I see you in space, it's already too late. And then when he comes out, make a cut so quickly, it's like it's a headache.
Yeah. And see, and a lot of people sleep on Deuce Vaughn just because he's a smaller guy, right? But like you said, when he was at K-State, like, he was the focal point of their offense, like versus Alabama, TCU, LSU. Like, he was, and a lot of people don't understand. Like, if you really compare the stats, right, of Bijan Robinson, and you take Deuce Vaughn, and I just show you the stats, you're gonna be like, you know what I'm saying? It's not too far off. The only thing that made him drop was just because he's a smaller running back, right? But we saw in the preseason. Yeah, he like 5'4". I mean, I met him at Kent, man.
5'4"?
Yeah, he like 5. You know what I'm saying? He about 5'4". You know what I'm saying? I bet our kids are taller than my kids are taller than Deuce Vaughn. To be honest. Yeah. So it was just like, but like I think the Cowboys, they got packages for him. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure how many touches he's going to get on Sunday night.
I hope it's as little as possible.
Yeah, I mean,
because I don't want to deal with
right.
it.
Yeah, because you mentioned Darren Sproles, and Darren Sproles was his mentor. You know what I'm saying? Because Darren Sproles, Kansas State, everything, and you know what I'm saying. So Darren Sproles is his mentor. So I think they got packages, but I think like outside of Tony Pollard, it's just going to be a round table of different running backs. You're going to see, probably Rico Dowdle, who's kind of an unproven guy, but he packs some punch. Hunter Luke, he's a big physical fullback. You know what I'm saying? He's an old school fullback. Got some carries in the last preseason game and just went crazy. So he'll probably get carries alongside with Deuce Vaughn. So, I think where the Cowboys are coming from, that's our huge question mark, right? Because y'all know y'all coaching staff. Y'all know what Wink wants to do. Y'all know what Kafka wants to do. Like, y'all have y'all identity. For us, it's going to be sitting back seeing, okay, what do we look like under Mike McCarthy post Kellen Moore? You know what I'm saying? Because it's a brand new offense, brand new language. And so what I've seen thus far at camp, it looks like the Cowboys want to get the run game really established. You know what I'm saying?
So here's my question. Why do the older I get, you know what I'm saying? I try to make sure that I keep myself together. I go to the gym, try to get there every morning after I drop the kids off. When I'm in the gym, I'm looking up at the TV, and I don't know if I'm in a parallel universe. The other day, I look at the news, and I see Dallas Cowboys have traded for Trey Lance. I asked, but for why? Not for what, but for why. But for why would you trade for a quarterback when you already have Cooper Rush, who's a serviceable backup? Why bring him in?
Well, one, I don't think Cooper Rush is a serviceable backup. I think he just beat y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm keeping it real. I'm keeping it real. You know what I'm saying? So when the Trey Lance news actually broke, and salute to Mama Tuck, because my mama watches my channel, and she's always in Facebook groups, Cowboys Facebook groups, and everything. So she always thinks she's putting me on something new, and I'm just like, I've known this for weeks. You know what I'm saying? But she was texting me about the Trey Lance situation, and I was like, Trey Lance? I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I was ignoring it. And then when I looked, I was like, okay, you know what I'm saying? So when the news first broke, I was good for the Trey Lance trade, because one of my biggest red flags I've been saying frequently is that I felt like if, knock on wood, Dak was to go down, Cooper Rush ain't getting us to the promised land. We can't ride Cooper Rush. Like, people don't understand, when Cooper Rush was our quarterback, our offense fell off the cliff. We were pretty much 27th in every statistical category. It was our defense holding teams to only 17 points, special teams scoring points. That's how we was winning some of those games. So, I wanted to get a quality backup. Hell, I was so desperate, I was saying we should call Carson Wentz. So I was good when we made the move. When I kind of felt some,
Trey Lance not good. I don't know.
Well, actually, I beg to differ. You know what I'm saying? And for those of you who kind of don't know, you can go watch my film session on Trey Lance. So I feel like Trey Lance is an upgrade from Cooper Rush. He just hasn't been given this opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Because once again, kind of talking about what we talked about with Hurts and also with Daniel Jones and some of these other quarterbacks, if you take a talented, young quarterback, and you surround them with weapons and CeeDee Lamb and Michael Gallup and Brandon Cooks, and our offensive line is healthy, like, he can still win ball games. At the end of the day, Trey Lance can just take off and run. You know what I'm saying? Like, he can just do those little things. So he just never really got his opportunity because he got hurt. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people say, well, why couldn't he beat out Brock Purdy, or why couldn't he beat out Jimmy G? Well, he did it last year. People forget that he was the starting quarterback for the 49ers last year. He broke his ankle. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like Trey Lance, probably by week 5, he'll be quarterback 2.
I don't think so. We can revisit that.
Yeah,
I think Rush is better than Trey Lance.
Bro.
Yes, they did beat us, but I think he's
better. Here, you should know about Cooper Rush better than anybody, because Cooper Rush was on y'all roster under Jason, and y'all let him walk. You know what I'm saying? And Cooper Rush was a free agent this year. He got 0 offers. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, Jason Garrett is the first thing that happened. Like, I don't even know when I saw that the Giants signed Jason Garrett to do anything for them, I knew that was going to be 2-14 or 3-15. I was like, why is he here? Like, why would you sign your neighbor's husband after they get divorced?
Right,
like, bro. These are enemies for years and years and years. Why would we bring him in here? He brought nothing.
Brought nothing. But he brought Cooper Rush, and Cooper Rush didn't even make the roster. You know what I'm saying? So, is Cooper Rush a quality backup? Maybe 1 or 2 games. Yeah, cool. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I don't expect Cooper Rush to be able to give us a Brock Purdy type performance, or like what Nick Foles did with the Eagles, where like if it if Dak goes down the thick of things, could really carry us. I feel like Trey Lance has all the talent in the world. They can really put it together. He just has to slow things down when it's progressing. And I feel like he just got a bad deal when he was in San Francisco because
the thing is, when they the thing is, Trey Lance, when you get drafted that high, you're going to play.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to play. Like, they draft you. You can't get drafted top 10 and be like, oh, we're going to sit you for 2 years. No, you're going to play. Like, we don't draft quarterbacks in the first round to sit for 2 years. You might sit for one, and that's only if they already got a good quarterback. But if you're getting drafted in the top 10, top 15, drafting somebody to start day one. And I think that if Trey Lance was who we thought he was, he would have at least beat out Brock. For crying out loud, didn't they bring in Sam Darnold as another quarterback?
Well, that's the thing, right? So, like I said, last year he did beat out Purdy and also Jimmy G. But here's what I've been telling everybody, right? Let's say, for instance, right, Dak unfortunately goes down. Okay, Dak goes down week 5. Unfortunately, we knock on wood and pray in the prayer circle, right? But then all of a sudden, Trey Lance plays, right, and he gets us to an NFC Championship game. Dak's not getting his job back. There's no open competition. It's the same principle how Dak got his job from Tony Romo. Like, when Romo went down, Dak came in, cutting stuff up. We had the best record in pretty much the NFC. Like, and we should have won that playoff game. Like, you're just not getting your job back. So there was no chance for Trey Lance to even compete.
Which one you talking about? That one where my man, what's his name?
In 2016, when we gave up the 3rd and 20 to Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, so it's like,
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so it's like, you're never getting your job back after that. You know what I'm saying? So from Trey Lance's standpoint, there was never this open competition. So the reason why he was behind Sam Darnold was because he has the trade value. You know what I'm saying? He has the trade value. And if you go back and you kind of listen to things that are happening, transpiring in that draft, right? The coach, Mike Shanahan, didn't want Trey Lance. Like, he didn't want Trey Lance. He wanted Mac Jones or Justin Fields, which he should have just went with Justin Fields. I don't know why. You know what I'm saying? The front office wanted Trey Lance. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, sorry, I said Kyle Shanahan. Shanahan wanted Trey Lance. The front office, Shanahan wanted Mac Jones and Fields. The front office wanted Trey Lance. So your head coach didn't even want you to begin with. Right. So then, who's going to develop this project that you already have in house? And so I just feel like Trey just never got the opportunity to have a coach that's going to be side by side that wants him to develop. He got injured last year when he won the job. And then, and this season. So, I feel like it's going to take a minute for Trey Lance to be a 3rd overall pick quality, maybe next year or the following year. But as of right now, I feel like if you were to toss Trey Lance out there week 4, week 5, instead of Cooper Rush, we're perfectly fine. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sweating if Trey Lance is our quarterback, me personally. And that's because I studied him heavily when he was at North Dakota State.
I was going to say, that's a reach. I mean, if you studied him and you believe in that, yeah, but that's...
Yeah. So my guy in the chat just said, good scenario, right? The same thing with Isaiah Simmons, right? Extremely talented, just got a raw deal of where he's at. So sometimes you just need to change the scenery and a coach to put their arm around you and actually believe in you. But I'm looking at the talent. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at the talent is there. Yeah. Every throw, the legs, the size, like everything is there with Isaiah Simmons. And the same thing with Trey Lance. He just needs the opportunity. See what I'm saying?
Right, because I mean, you'll have a Giants was 4-12 and like 2-14 or something, like 2 years with Joe Judge. And you bring in Brian Daboll and some receivers from Amazon warehouse, right? And just a coordinator to just kind of steer him in the right direction and give him different system, different looks, and then go win 9 games and win the playoff game. You know what I mean? Like, I think for any Giants fans, like that season of last year, the feeling of just everything that went on felt like the years that they won the Super Bowl. Like, you're not supposed to do much. You come in and then you just go on this run and you get to the playoffs and it's 3 wins and they do it. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like when you look at the potential of a Trey Lance, like I did see the potential out of North Dakota. I seen him, but like you said, he played 4 games, then got hurt. And some of these teams, they draft for value, but not what you can bring to their team. Like if somebody that's supposed to be the 3rd best guy on the board, they'll already have a quarterback and draft another one. Right. It's like the same thing that Kyler Murray, Josh Rosen. It's like they had a top 2 quarterback, and didn't like what he brought and got him out of there the next year. So,
Right.
you know, the NFL is a constant moving carousel.
Yeah, and especially in that draft, right? Because remember, that was the, the pandemic, because they had the opt-out guys, you know what I'm saying? So it's not Trey Lance. Like, everybody knew that Trey Lance had minimal reps. He only played in that 2019 season, right? He played one game in 2020, and then the season got canceled. So the 49ers knew that he was going to be a project. I just feel like they just didn't want to develop him. So, you know, I feel like I said, when it comes to Trey Lance, he has all the tools. Now, am I moving on from Trey Lance for Dak Prescott? Absolutely not, because I don't want you to put that L up on me. You know what I'm saying? But no, don't pull it out. No. You pull that L out for Lance. You know what I'm saying? For Trey. But you know what I'm saying? But like, I just feel like, you know, it helps with the backup quarterback position for me, where I'm not as antsy as I was with Cooper Rush. I just feel like I wasn't sitting through another Cooper Rush backup season. I just wasn't.
Well, you know, we all right. So, you know, we've lost 10 out of the last 11, and probably like 14 out of the last 20, or 16 out, something crazy like that.
Right.
So, you know, when you've lost to a team that much, I think did we beat y'all in the playoff game though one year? We did, right? Was that 16 something? We beat y'all. No, did we beat y'all in the playoff game? Yeah, we beat y'all. Then we beat y'all.
Yeah, it was with, I forgot what year that was. That was with,
it was 16. The next year was the boat trip.
Yeah, it was before that. Yeah, so 15.
No, we beat y'all in the season. It was during the season. It was like the last week to go to the playoffs. Somebody fumbled or some shit like
no,
that.
I'm trying to think, because there was, y'all beat us when we went to Cabo, so that was with T.O., but y'all also beat us with Dez in the playoffs one year too. I forgot what year that was. I get that out of my mind, man. I don't remember. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to remember all that. You know what I'm saying?
He's like, I don't want to go with it.
Yeah, where we getting at, man? You know what I'm saying? Where we going with this?
He's like, I was pulling it up just for reference perspective.
Yeah, because I'm trying to think.
We beat y'all in. It was like the last. It was like week 14, they beat y'all. The score was like 10-7. It was like an ugly ass game. I actually remember that.
Oh, in the season? Are you talking about in the playoffs?
Yeah, the season. Yeah, we didn't beat y'all in the season. We beat y'all in the season, and then they went to the playoffs, and they had the boat trip and got fucking destroyed.
Yeah.
38-13 or something like that. They got destroyed by Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
So, all right, you guys have had like different rosters, pretty much different position changes, things like that. You went this year. I mean, because you guys, when y'all released the 53, like I said, you brought in Lance, and then I know you still got Jake Ferguson as the tight end. I don't know how you guys feel. What's up with him? You like him?
I like Ferg. I feel like Ferg's gonna have a good season. The one thing I feel like, if you're looking for a fantasy aspect, it's just with Luke Schoonmaker, because we drafted in the second round. It's going to be kind of split between the two, you know what I'm saying? So we don't have a tight end. We kind of got multiple, because you also got Peyton Hendershot in there as well. So, but I like our young tight end group, because last year with Dalton Schultz, he's kind of, you know what I'm saying? Dalton Schultz wasn't moving, you know what I'm saying? Dalton Schultz don't scare nobody. So we actually got some tight ends that can stretch the seams a little bit, but if you give them the ball underneath, they can do some things underneath as well.
I think we do have I do have a second group where I have an advantage over you. I got tight ends. I'm taking Darren Waller over who you got over there.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah, so
I got two groups that are better. I got two groups. I thought it was only going to be one, which was just the running back.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, you guys have, obviously, the wide receivers. You got CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup, Brandon Cooks, who we really haven't talked about yet, but we will. I know you still got Turpin and Tolbert, and I don't know if it was Brooks or something. But you guys have a solid. I like Brandon Cooks. I think Brandon Cooks is pretty dangerous. I don't think he's getting enough conversation,
right?
Because he was coming from the Houston Texans. Nobody gets a conversation coming from the Houston Texans.
Yeah, and people forget, man. Like, Brandon Cooks has put up 1,000 yards in numerous locations. And the crazy thing about Brandon Cooks, that not a lot of people know, he's younger than Dak Prescott. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people think, like, even though he came out, because I watched that Johnny Manziel documentary, I forgot Brandon Cooks was in that draft, the same draft as Zach Martin, but he's still younger than Dak Prescott. So it's like, a lot of people want to think he's this old, kind of like how T.Y. Hilton was for us. That's not the case. To be honest with y'all, man, Brandon Cooks at camp, he's been cutting up. And I feel like also the thing that Brandon Cooks is really going to help us with is he's been like helping the younger guys. So like Jalen Tolbert and Devontae Turpin, like some of those guys, and their processing has gone up a tick. So, you know, Brandon Cooks, man, it's been a great move from the Cowboys offensively, just like Stephon Gilmore from the defensive side as well.
what's the plan, man? You know, you got Saquon Barkley to stop, and then you got all my targets. What's the plan? What, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
How we going about this, man?
The plan, so my defensive plan, my keys that I dropped in my video yesterday is really stop the run, stop Saquon, right? You got to stop Saquon. You can't let him get moving, because if Saquon gets moving, that opens up the entire offense off the play action, different things like that. So you got to stop Saquon. So we'll see, you know, because that was one of the focal points of our defense this year, was to stop the run. So that's why we went and drafted Mozzie Smith and re-signed Jonathan Hankins. So stop the run. And I feel like from when it comes to Daniel Jones, as I mentioned earlier, you got to keep him contained, but also make him go through his progressions in tight windows. Because if you let him kind of sit back in the pocket comfortable and get open windows, like, he can make those throws all day. But if you make him go through his first read, second read, and you apply that pressure with Micah Parsons and them, that's when he gets a little shaky, because he's known to give you the ball. So, you know, that's going to be my two focal points when it comes to the defense, is stop the run, keep Daniel Jones contained, make him go through his progressions, but also limit the big play. Because I can pretty much guarantee y'all, they gonna take a big shot to Jalen Hurts. Like, he gonna get a big shot. Like, either him or they gonna try us. They gonna try us. They gonna try to bring the safeties up in the box and let it fly.
I'm telling you right now.
Yeah.
We call in New York, you know, around the city, we call him Airman.
Yeah.
We
So I feel like they gonna definitely give him one. You know,
who's going step for step with him? Who's going step for step with him?
I mean, nobody can step. I ain't know, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was talking, we were talking on Twitter, right? Because you were talking about, like, you were A-Ward. Like, I forgot A-Ward, Tennessee fan. So you know about Jalen Hyatt. When you watch his film in Tennessee, he put the fear of God in these corners. They were just playing off, because they knew if you creep up, he's good night. You know what I'm saying? And just by you giving him so much space, it opened up the underneath routes, because teams were just bailing out. Corners were just bailing as soon as we come off the line of scrimmage. So, you know, I mean, step for step, stride for stride, nobody, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, nobody, but I feel like there's going to be ways to disrupt them. You know what I'm saying? You just got to get up there and be physical with them. But, you know, that was the knock when it came to Jalen Hyatt in the draft, is that he played in that spread offense in Tennessee. Like, what happens when you really get up in his grill, press him a little bit?
Plays. Everything was this way, this way.
Right. No huddle. Right. No huddle. You know what I'm saying? Limited route tree, just get the ball in his hand. So, I mean, he's a weapon, but, you know, you really got to press him. So I feel like defensively.
Nice space too, though. I've seen him create space. Like, I've seen him catch screens and everything.
Right. Underneath. Like, he's a playmaker. And so, like, I feel like from our standpoint, right, Kevontae Turpin, even though you didn't see him a lot in our offense last year, and what you've seen at camp and him, you know, going back to TCU, like, he's one of those players. You just give him the ball in space and he can take you up over the top as well. So, you know, I think it's going to be a fun game Sunday. You know what I'm saying? I think it's going to be a fun, close game Sunday. You know,
what did y'all think about it will be. Yeah, it will be fun. And it's going to be closer than
people think.
You know what I'm saying? Because the thing is, the thing about the Giants, what I will say is, you know, when it comes to y'all, we definitely want to have a good game, and we definitely try to have good games, and we definitely try, because, you know, y'all coming to New York, it's the first game of the season, everybody's going to be riled up, and who wants to start the year off 0-1? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not, nobody wants to start the year off 0-1. What do y'all rank defensively this year? Number 4 or 5? That's a pretty good unit out there.
I think defensively, we should be in the top 3, to be honest with you, if healthy. I feel like we got more than enough to get pressure. And when I tell y'all, Micah Parsons been on 10 all camp, I feel like Micah Parsons is going to be competing for Defensive Player of the Year award. So I feel like Micah's going to go crazy. So I feel like the sacks will be there. I feel like Mozzie and Jonathan Hankins and just our linebacker core is going to help with the run defense. And just with Gilmore and Diggs, and we just got Jordan Lewis back, who's been out all camp, our third corner, or fourth corner, pretty much, with Deron Bland. I feel like we should be a top 3 defense. You know what I'm saying? Top 3 defense. Now, offensively, this is the magic question, right? Because the Cowboys have always been kind of top statistically wise under Kellen Moore. I think that might drop just a little bit, but I think you're going to see more efficiency. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what cost us last year, to be honest. I know y'all probably don't pay much attention, but it's like you up by 18 points in the fourth quarter. Why are you still airing the ball out all the place? Like, run the ball, let's get about it. You know what I'm saying? So those little stupid things, I think we're gonna, you know, minimize under Mike McCarthy. So I would say top 3 defense, and I would say top 10 offense, to be honest with you.
That's a lot, man. You got your top 10 offense, top 3 defense.
I mean,
man.
I mean, we went to work. We went to work this all season, man. And I think that's from a Cowboys standpoint why a lot of fans are so excited, because normally we don't act like this. You know what I'm saying? We always go bargain shopping off season. You know what I'm saying? We ask for players like Stephon Gilmore, and we get, you know what I'm saying, something else. You know what I'm saying? We get
Eli Apple.
Eli Apple or something on a 3-year deal or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, for us to go out there and get Brandon Cooks, to go get Stephon Gilmore, I mean, hell, if you even toss Trey Lance in there, like, it was very unusual. Then you sign Trayvon Diggs, you sign Zach Martin, you bring back, like, the Cowboys acted different this offseason. So I think that's why a lot of Cowboys fans are very optimistic, because it's like, we ain't, you know what I'm saying? It kind of feels all in. We ain't went all the way all in, but you know what I'm saying? We put about 85% of our chips on the table right now.
Oh, so y'all trying to end the drought.
I think so. I think we see blood in the water. We trying to end the drought and get up on down there. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we all excited about.
We really don't, we don't want that. The longer y'all don't do that, the better the world.
So let me ask you this: would you rather it be us or be the team in Philadelphia?
I'd rather the Eagles.
You would rather them get one?
Yeah.
You can't hate us that bad, bro.
We don't want to see y'all under no circumstances. We don't want to.
Why not? Why
not? Haters. That's just the way it goes. Like y'all are forever the out.
So let's ask this question, because we connected to your channel too. We got a bunch of Giants fans over there. Are we y'all rivals? Because I have this debate every day.
Yes.
So there's another fan base, and they just posted in my chat. They're like, no, the Giants aren't y'all rivals. We're y'all rivals. So I was like, y'all, the Eagles.
Well, we with them too. It's a 3-way street.
Oh,
like, the same
so we rivals with y'all, the Commanders, and the Eagles, right? We all just rivals.
It's NFC East. It's a war every time. Yeah. We got beef with them too. Like, if they see us down there, they gonna shoot at us too. The Redskins, Commanders, they don't like us. But with y'all, it's just because it's y'all. Because the thing I'm gonna tell you about this, right? You're not. I will say this. Even as a Cowboys fan, you're not like, there's a lot like that are very over the top, and this is New York too. Right. You know what I'm saying? But you're not to the point where it's annoying. Like, I'll wake up and there'll be a tweet with like 500 retweets, and it's you saying something to me about the Giants, and I'm like, what the hell? And I'm laughing because I don't feel no way about it. Right. Some people, they start getting really obnoxious and annoying, and it's like, come on. So they make you hate. And then another thing that makes people hate Dallas the most is the media. Like, I don't understand how Undisputed creates a whole panel now of basically Dallas, Good Morning America. I'm like, why is Michael Irvin up there? Like, what? So you went and got the biggest Cowboy fan in Skip, and brought the second biggest one in Michael Irvin. I don't even think I've seen him talk about another team.
Here's what I tell people though, as Cowboys fans, we don't like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, like we ask them all the time, why are y'all always talking about us? You know what I'm saying? Every day. And it's always just something. Like, if it ain't something, they'll make up something. You know what I'm saying? They'll make up. I literally watched Undisputed one day. They made up something about if LeBron was to join it. I'm like, y'all just join the Cowboys. LeBron was a tight end. Yeah, or they joined for the Cowboys, right? You know what I'm saying? And it was just like, what are we doing? Like, there's other teams in the NFL. So when people get mad at us for what they see on TV, I'm like, we don't ask for that. Y'all see me shooting.
You see something so much, it's like you want to see it fail. It's like,
right.
I want to see them not win just to see what they say on Undisputed.
Right.
Right. That's where it became.
Yeah.
It became like your losses became entertainment, because it was like, oh, Cowboys lost. Yes, can't wait to see Shannon in there tomorrow.
Right, clowning us. Right, yeah. It's like, bro, we don't ask for that. So,
and then it detracts. It takes away from the actual product. It's like, bro, they're gonna talk about them whether they win or lose. Like,
right.
So, but overall, I mean, like I said, I appreciate and I like what you do. And the thing is, it's a good representation to have you doing this, because we see a lot of the times the people that we look up to or the people that we rock with and things like that, they don't really talk about sports, you know what I'm saying? And you don't really get to have these conversations, because, like, yes, at the end of the day, don't get it twisted. We want to beat y'all just as bad as you want to beat us. But I do think there's dialogue that can be had, because I look at y'all roster as making improvements, and I know we made improvement.
Right.
So that's only going to lead to better games, you know what I mean? So,
yeah. And I feel like for us, it's going to have us battle tested for the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's for me. When you look at our schedule, like it's a tough schedule, and I feel like the NFC East. Now, here's what I'll say about the NFC East though, because we, what I'm saying, we can go Dr. Jekyll is high, like we could mess around and go back to the NFC least real quick. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like overall, I feel like we're gonna be competitive division. So I think honestly, if Washington didn't mess up, we could have 4 teams in the playoffs last year. Like they fumbled the bag, you know what I'm saying? So I feel it's gonna be a lot tougher competition. I feel like there's a lot of youth in the division, and it's gonna be a fun season. But I'm excited about this season, man. And like I said, I appreciate you because what I try to bring to sports fans and Cowboys fans, the same thing you bring to me on Battle Rap. I don't have the time to watch every last battle, everything going on. But like I said, if I get a break, I'm turning on Vodafly, Showtime, SP, get that bar breakdown, boom, boom, boom. I know what battles I need to go and watch and which ones I need to be cool on, man. So I appreciate it. Now, speaking of battle rap, you know what I'm saying, because you got a bunch of people who come to you for battle rap content, I want to ask you this question, bro. Like, because I watch battle rap and I also have, esports. Like, those are my things. Salute to my guy Henry, who just won the Madden belt again. Like, what do you think it's going to take for battle rap to get to that big visual level where you see, like, prime sponsors, like battle rap is like on that platform? Because when you watch like the Madden Championship and them playing for $125,000 last night, it's just like, why isn't battle rap on that same platform? It's like a different look. So what do you think it's going to take for them to take that next leap? Because I feel like battle rap, there's like 3 levels. Like it's kind of street, they're past it, they're kind of in the mid, they kind of been floating in the mid. What do you think it's going to take for them to get to that next level?
A lot of what's going on right now, honestly. You got a lot of different leagues that's throwing events. You got Max Out 3 that just happened. And I'll tell you a story. And the funny thing is, I'm gonna tell you a story that I haven't even told on my own channel yet, which is cool. I mean, it is what it is. I'll tell it one day. The way we got a television show was from just being on YouTube. We were literally on YouTube, and one of the producers is a fan of what we do. Like, he watches all the recaps and things like that. And he was just asking a question in the chat one day. And he said, yo, it was after the Hitman versus Cassidy. I mean, obviously, I'm going to remember this moment for the rest of my life because it changed my life. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm doing a recap for Hitman versus Cassidy, and I be reading the comments, not just super chats. Like, I read all kind of comments, like what the man said. Battle rappers and leagues need to become professional. Yes, you're right. You tried it. But so I'll read comments while I'm just reading it. So I read his comment. His comment said, Cassidy didn't die versus Hitman, so that means that he won. And I said, you know what? You're right. Because Hitman said, I'm going to get you out of here. I'm never going to see you again. You losing 3-0 with the whoop. So if you don't die against somebody that's supposed to beat you, you ultimately won. So I say that to say this. Just being on YouTube and interacting with people led me to him hitting me up one day and saying, hey, I'm a producer that does this, that, and the third, and would like to bring you through. And I, in the beginning, you got to make sure stuff's not spam. I'm like, nah, why would somebody want to bring me on TV to talk about some battle rap? That don't make no sense. It seems so far-fetched. Right. Like, if I told you last year that next year battle rap would be on TV, nobody would believe me. So, by pursuing it, it helps put different people in positions. Like, you talk about the different leagues, you talk about the different artists, you bring different artists up there. Easy was up there, Big K was up there, I just had Goods up there. So you rotate, you're bringing the artists in, you're getting them more visibility, they're being able to show their wives, their kids, their moms, their dads that they've been on TV, and different companies see this stuff, So we're continuing to do different ventures. We just did Max Out. We're producing a movie. We're producing a movie behind it, like a 2-hour cinematic feature. Okay. We got a movie coming behind it, and we're continuing to push these products. And as long as we continue to grow and continue to push the product, and they see that battle rap is relevant and worth it, everybody wants to make money. So when they see things that the visual, so I'll talk about Max Out just real quick. When they see the visual, they see how the production's set up, they see how the people are up there, they see how we could do commentary. People with money will get behind it. Like, you know what? If they're looking like this before I invest my money in it, how will they look once I invest my money in it? So, the calls are coming in. A lot of different people want to do a lot of different things, but I'm one of those type of people that you just don't do everything that's available. Everything that's available ain't available. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you got to take the right moves and do the right things. But at the end of the day, I think for battle rap to consistently grow, it takes the consistency of the artist. It takes being innovative. It takes continuing to, show up with 3 rounds. And I always tell people all the time, they say, what's the key? I'm like, the key is being consistent. Like, if I know I can rely on you when I pick up that phone to spend my money to book you, you're going to always get that call. But if it's like sometimes you're good, sometimes you're bad, sometimes you show up, sometimes you don't.
Right.
People be less willing to invest in it. So I think artists taking themselves personally, leagues taking it personally, that they want to continue to try to strive and make the best content is what matters. Because, you know, a lot of leagues do this league versus league and league and league. It's like, dude, we can't never get to the finish line.
Right.
The people that's involved is continuing to go back and forth and beef with each other.
Right.
And it's like, you know, I know a lot of things have happened to the point where it's like, that ain't never going to be fixed. But for the big picture,
right,
battle rap, you know what I'm saying? It got to keep growing. So, you know?
Yeah, and that's a good point, man. And that's something that we try to do, you know, when we kind of quote ourselves as new media, is like, we might have little beefs amongst each other as content creators, but like, listen, we got to come together, because the ESPNs, the Fox, like, they all come into YouTube, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, we got to think big picture and collaborate. So that's why we do these mega super shows, and then you have 200,000 people watching. Then it's like, okay, there's actually something else going on. So I feel like battle rap needs to kind of do that and just get more eyes on it, because once you get the eyes, man, you can definitely leverage it to bigger opportunities, man. So salute to you, bro. Like I said, man, I appreciate everything you're doing. Before I let you go, man, go ahead. The stage is yours. Go ahead and make that little prediction, man. Go ahead, let's make that prediction for Sunday night, man.
I put the score in the box, but I had took it down.
Oh, okay. Change your heart.
You know what, though? I will say this, man. For all requisite purposes, I did see a lot of, you know, when I was in the gym this morning, you know, you see the screen. You know, sometimes, like, you'll be listening to your music. I know you work out too.
Yeah.
You'll see the TV, and you'll see like 5 names pop up, and you'll see just like the boxes and see who the predictions are going for. Normally, if this type of game, it's just Cowboy, 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 Cowboy. But today, it was Giants, Cowboy, 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 Giants. So I had the little 2 outside, which made me have an outside chance. And in that, I'm going to say I have an outside chance of the same score that I predicted, 34-31. That's my outside chance. Realistically, going into it, I don't have the mentality that I feel like we're going to dominate or anything like that. But I'm hoping for something close. But realistically, I can't go saying I'm going to beat them or something like that. But if you ask me, man, we're going to get them. My energy, that's how my energy is.
And that's how it's supposed to be. Like I said, our motto on this channel, man, we'll respect our opponents, but we'll fear nobody. You know what I'm saying? We do our
what do you think about and I know, I'm sure, I want to know your score of what you got it, and what do you think about Jalen changing his number to number 13?
Well, you know what I'm saying? So Jalen, yeah, I mean, Odell gave him the blessing, right? You know what I'm saying? So I mean, that's big shoes to fill. You know what I'm saying? That's big shoes to fill. You know what I'm saying?
You know how we do it.
Yeah, you know, but y'all lost that game though. You know what I'm saying? He reached back and caught that L. You know what I'm saying? But it was so crazy. It was so crazy last year, because it's like, you know, we've always kind of banged back and forth when it comes to Odell Beckham, but we were so desperate that Cowboys Nation had me chanting Odell's name at a Mavericks game. You know what I'm saying? Because we were so damn desperate for.
Y'all was trying to get him there.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, y'all crazy. You know what I'm saying? So salute to Odell, but you know what I'm saying? I feel like, yeah, Jalen Hyatt got big shoes to wear, wearing that number, but you know what I'm saying? He can definitely live up to it. Like I said,
What's your score and who wins? What's your score for ours and who wins tonight? And we out.
All right, I got the Cowboys winning 28-17. We separate in the fourth quarter, and then tonight's game, I bet on the Lions, because you know Travis Kelce's out just to cover. But Kansas City, I know how Arrowhead can be opening night. I'm still going with Pat Mahomes to get the win. I don't know what the score is going to be, but I think it's going to be a close game. So I'm going with the Chiefs to win, but I got the Cowboys over Giants 28-17.
I can respect that. And tonight is the Chiefs at Arrowhead, you said?
Yeah, they're Arrowhead. It's going to be crazy. Yeah. Ceremony night, yeah. If you always wanted to experience a football stadium, Kansas City's the ultimate football stadium. Like, it's just ground shake.
Nah, man, you ain't beating them there. But,
man.
Definitely appreciate it, man. It's a good
conversation.
Man.
Let everybody know they can.
Back up, man.
Yeah, we'll do it again, man. Let everybody know they can find you and follow you, my guy.
Oh man, I'm on YouTube at Vodafly. You know what I'm saying? I'm on YouTube, Patreon. We on Fox News. We come on every other Friday, but you know, normally when they do, we promote it, and you know, we got a lot of things going on. Salute to everybody out there. Make sure y'all subscribe to my brother. I ain't even know. You know what the funny thing is? Before I get out of here, I didn't even know I wasn't subscribed to your channel. I am now.
All right,
you know what I'm saying? I did not know that. I know why I wasn't. I do know why I wasn't. I'm about to unsubscribe to this. But no, I will subscribe because
appreciate it.
You my brother, but I normally would not because of what it represents. But, you know what I'm saying, in this regard, I will, man. So salute to you and everything you got going on. And, you know, it is what it is, my guy.
Appreciate you. And for those of y'all seeing me for the first time, J Tuck, man, follow me on all social media platforms at JTuck151, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. YouTube channel CFO Sports. And even though we cover the Cowboys right now, we do a lot of NFL draft content. So if y'all want to kind of go back and see what I said about Jalen Hyatt, I had a Jalen Hyatt film breakdown. Like, we do a lot of film breakdowns on a lot of players' draft season. So there's a lot going on this channel, man. It ain't just Cowboys. Now it's Cowboys because we're in season, man. But, you know, I appreciate all the support. Once again, thank you all for the 10,000 subscribers, man. It means a lot, but we are not done. We're just getting started, man. So everyone have a fun week this week. Best of luck. I want everyone to stay safe, stay blessed, stay encouraged, and go Cowboys. Peace.